Hi, my name's John Lentz. I'm a brown belt under Craig Jones, and this is Rolling Around New Zealand Sunny Dunedin edition. Right guys, so we finally made it here to Dunedin. We came here on Friday night and stayed and went to a competition yesterday. A bunch of the kids competed yesterday and it was awesome to see. They did really well from the club and I'm real proud of them all. It was a cool competition, cool catching up with people. It's Sunday now, so what we're going to do is we're going to head along to Freaks Jiu-Jitsu. Just down the road down there, and we're going to roll with the boys there. So they're a no gi only school here in Dunedin under the 10th Planet guys, and so they're awesome. Stephen Booth runs it there and a couple of guys help him out, and he's the man, good competitor and all the rest, and you'll soon see that. So really excited to do that guys. And the other thing as well, so I really appreciate all the support, all the subscribers and the likes and the views I've got so far guys, so thank you so much. It's amazing getting people talking to me about it, and I'm really stoked you guys are enjoying it. So just to add to that, I'm going to do longer roll sessions. I'm getting asked by people, and also going to get the teacher to show a technique as well, so something different, start improving it. If you guys have any ideas on how to make things better, I'm always willing to listen. So yeah guys, let's go along for the ride and another exciting episode. So whoosh. Righto guys, so we made it here to the gym, Apex Gym, which is the Freaks Jiu-Jitsu here in Dunedin. So we're going to go up here and have some rolls and go meet all the boys, so whoosh.
I seen them come, I seen them go. I seen them come, I seen them go. I'm here to stay, I keep it whole. Play the beat, I feel at home. I had a dream when I awoke. Now I know I hold the dice, is how I roll. Twist it up and blow the smoke in the cutting at your throat. This is love, it ain't no joke. Get aboard or miss the boat. Be about to get involved. This is water for the soul. This is more than meets the eye. See the omen, read the sign. Feel immortal, speaking my. Hear it calling from inside. From the aura, prophesy. You were born to be alive. You can call it what you like. The performance of your life. Hey.
Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave.
I seen them come, I seen them go. Feeling alive, living in soul, sweet and divine, bigger than gold. Putting in time, taking the blow, reveling rhyme, getting in vogue, scribbling lines, written in soul, hitting them highs, digging them lows, kicking inside. Gotta get goals, never let lies into my dome. Positive vibes, I'ma evolve, up, grow, bro. Don't judge, flow, just jump like it's parkour. Move, brother, take control. I'm just a lost boy, call me Rufio.
Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave. Fate is what you make, baby of the brain. Body on the line, I'ma take it to the grave.
take it to the rock, we gon' take it to the grave.
Sight of my reflection, forced to accept all my little imperfections. See, life is a lesson, got the mic and the chicken. Never gonna smuggle my sentences into heaven. Long as when I'm dead, my sentences leave a presence. I can barely juggle this weight, but I make an effort. See, time is a test that's divided in sections. The laughs are collected, passed on and treasured. The scars are remembrance, life's lesson. Driven to excel, trying to figure out why I'm living. Wishing in the well, and I sure as hell ain't go giving. Just slide to the flow, vibe to the rhythm. Yeah. Just slide to the flow, vibe to the rhythm. Wishing in the well, and I sure as hell ain't gon' give in.
Fortune torches our minds, settlers born and they die. Told to walk a straight line, but a life sometimes we fall to take flight. Fortune torches our minds, settlers born and they die. Told to walk a straight line, but a life sometimes we fall to take flight.
Yeah. Say that life sometimes you fall to take flight.
The next episode, treading on
Right guys, so we're here at Apex Gym here in Dunedin with Stephen, who runs the Jiu-Jitsu out of here for Freaks, under Freaks.
Yep.
And so yeah, we've just finished up rolling with Stephen, and it's been awesome. All your guys were super friendly. Well, I know most of the boys anyway, and it's always a great time. It's super technical, amazing stuff, really cool stuff with the legs, so it was awesome. So yeah, do you want to just let everybody know how you sort of started and yeah, what you got going on here, because it's an amazing place, so really cool.
Sweet, thanks man. Yeah, it's always good to have the Oceanside boys down. We try and keep it as collaborative as we can really whenever we go up there, and thanks for always taking on our guys and vice versa.
Yeah.
So the start for this gym was in 2018. We were at a club and it was across the road. Really, really cool club, Submission Lab. They're still going, they've merged out with Hammerhead now, and basically what was happening was there was half of gi, half of no gi, multiple teachers a week, so someone would teach Monday, someone would teach Tuesday, someone would teach Thursday, and vice versa. The really powerhouse figure was Benoit Avery, I think they call him, last name, French. And he was the man. I just think he had a lot going on, so I didn't get too much time with him. And I just came and kind of took over the no-gi side of it when I arrived. First class I taught had a couple people, 4 I think, best friend, fiance now, and 2 other people. And then by the end of it we were having some big numbers, so we just kept moving with the momentum. Decided to partner up with Nick Taylor, who's King of the Ring fighter last year and before that, and so he runs on the kickboxing side. And we kind of take the collaborative approach for the jiu-jitsu. So while I'm like technically the head coach, I take skills and inspiration from all of the boys that train here, man. We've got such a cool bunch of people, and you know, Cartha runs a Tuesday session, Jesse's our gi brain, and Kane's obviously running all the lunch sessions, or most of them. Stuff like that.
And it's really cool, and what I love about the gym, and you guys have a super competitive team. You guys have got awesome, like with you know, our guys fought your guys, we've all fought each other,
Yeah, back and forth.
but it's amazing. And what's crazy, I noticed, and I'm really impressed, and you guys will get to see at the end how good your teaching is, because I've noticed we had a couple of guys move up, we've had 3 now move to us from your gym here up in Christchurch, and unbelievable, just really high level, and the technique you were showing them, they're very tough. I noticed that the Dunedin boys,
I miss them. I miss all 3 of them. Yeah, squirmy little survivors.
yeah, and they're just doing amazing. So yeah, I think, do you want to sort of explain that? How do you teach here? Because I noticed that I know what's going on because they've sort of told me, but I'm pretty impressed with how quick you get quick results on like actually developing people quite quickly. So do you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so mat time, right? Everyone's looking for it. Everyone wants more mat time. So I think that firstly, when you're here, just basically taking full ownership of your own goals and passing on to, the newcomers that you're better to learn kind of the movements, the concepts, and the kind of the overlapping things that are going to occur in Jiu-Jitsu as quickly as you can, and get as good as you can within those certain areas. So rather than taking beginners and teaching them one move, one guard pass, or whatever, you're better to introduce them to what they're looking to do in as simple terms as you can at the start, and then get them doing it. So get rid of the cartwheels, get rid of the soldier crawls, get them hand fighting, get them guard passing, and get them paying attention to what's going wrong and ask questions. So I was talking to you before about how we could have 30 people here on a night. 10 of those could be purple belts. I rarely want the mingling between white, blue, purple as much as possible, because if every third or second role that these white belts get is with somebody who's good, better than them, they're going to learn. They're going to learn fast instead of just going with white belts all the time and really just guessing their way through it. So that's sort of the approach. With the boys, you inherited. Great lads. Honestly, man, you can only open the door, right? I'm just doing what I think is the way to kind of speed up your progress. It's up to them to partake in it. So Damo, for example, he was there every chance he got. He'd come in for privates, he'd hang around for the nastiest sessions, and it could just be like 5 purple belts, a couple of nasty blue belts that just want to face crank and crush people in Damo. And that's the type of guy that he was, right? So he's already showing up to get his flicks, and you have to take a lot of the ownership yourself, especially at the start. Mat time, man, 2 a day while you can, and paying attention and learning and asking questions as well. A lot of people just go through the motions. When you engage your brain and you work around your goals defensively and offensively, then you can start to troubleshoot in those little areas and come back and keep growing forward.
And I noticed that even today, rolling with the white belts, some of the guys you're rolling with, they all move really well, and I was like, well, moving with purpose, wasn't just I didn't come across anybody, even when I had a warm-up roll, it was movement really nice, and I was like, oh, this movement is really nice. So I think it's really good what you're doing here, and it's cool. So you also let us know, so obviously the no-gi side of things, so you guys are full no-gi, but you do one night of gi. So there's no,
just the one.
Yeah, just the one.
Jesse is a gi lover. And I promised him that we would get a gi class for him. It took me 1.5 years. He tolerated the no-gi a lot, but honestly, for the open mats, boys can bring in their gi and get there. The people who love gi usually love it because they're good at it. So if you make it available for them to just do it at open mats and talk to each other, say bring your gi and let's smack each other, then by all means they can do it whenever they want.
Just because we're no gi, but as I say, I'm I'll chuck it on. We have gis at the gym, but we just don't teach any lessons in the gi, because we're we'll just stick to no gi. But so you guys, that's cool that you guys are doing, obviously give back, as you say. Jesse's one of your...
He's a boy, he's a lad.
Coaches and one of your mates.
Similar to Chris, right?
Yeah, Chris Carson loves it.
The other thing I think is for beginners, people think it's better to start in a gi. Why? You're already walking into a foreign atmosphere, a foreign environment where people are going to choke you and pull on your limbs. Why would you introduce them to a piece of fabric they don't even know how to use anyway? A lot of New Zealanders know how to play rugby, wrestle with the boys. It's much more natural to learn the no-gi groups.
And you're not, when you're out on the street, nobody's grabbing and putting your gear, hold on now, just tie my belt. So that's, I really sort of like that, because you were just explaining your lineage, so you guys are under Boogie, is it Boogie?
Richie Martinez, Boogie. And Gio, because those 2 boys, they represent Freaks Jiu-Jitsu under Eddie, but within that branch, they have some insanely good competitors, man, like Keith Krikorian, PJ Barch, everyone knows him.
He's good, he's really good.
Kyle Chambers, so so the Freaks, I spent some time with Boogie in the States, and I just said, man, I love what you do, you're an inspiration, and there's a lot of good competitors out there. To find a good human and a good competitor at the same time, that's what you want, right? That's what you're looking for. So as soon as I got him talking with him, I was like, I'd love to be under you, man. I'd love to bring what you do back to New Zealand and go from there.
And I have to say, it's a cool atmosphere here. It was cool watching the boys all having a laugh and stuff. And then It's also, you guys also get involved with doing wrestling as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love wrestling. I actually love the grind of wrestling, even though I'm always pulling guard, but I do like to wrestle. It's just, you got to pick your moments, because if you get slammed by the wrong dude, it can go wrong. But I do like wrestling. So just explain that. Are you guys, so you do a bit?
Yeah, so we're fortunate to have Brogan Anderson. Here's the man. He's knocking on that UFC door. He should be there, and everyone knows he should be there. I know Dan Hooker's vouched for him. Eugene Behrman's vouched for him, obviously. About 2 years ago, I started putting in some work with Brogan, out with him. He'd come and see me, and we just kind of rode. He showed me, man, just how powerful wrestling can be. If you can start the fight with a top dominant position, get good at attacking turtle, get good at attacking these pins, you can put the average jiu-jitsu player down without too much effort. So once a week, every Tuesday, we go out there and get our soul taken away. It is grinding, man.
Talking about, wrestling can be hard work, but good though. You do feel as though you've earned what you got going on, even though you get a bit smashed, but it definitely feels like
yeah, and I think it's important to have those. He calls them adversity sessions because they do cook you. A lot of the jiu-jitsu guys will just do jiu-jitsu. They won't do any strength and conditioning work, right?
Yep.
And you have to. If you're going to take it to the next level, you should be adding that stuff in. Wrestling allows you to just cook your gas tank, isometric holds, everything, you're moving around. It's just phenomenal for the overall movement of your body anyway. So the sooner you get comfortable with it, you can still guard pull and scoot after people violently.
Yeah, but you definitely need, and if you have to chase somebody on the way up, because that's what
Bingo,
I see a lot. Yeah, even I was in Carver today, he picked up a leg and was going after something, so starting something, but then you have to work your way up. Yeah, so wrestling's very important for that. Yeah, so and with what you got going on here, so when you're teaching, what nights do you, are the lessons on, what are the times and stuff that you want to do?
Yeah, sweet. So we've got classes, we've got jiu-jitsu classes actually every day, but Saturday is just a morning's ladies session. Okay. So any girls in Dunedin that want to get amongst that, that's cool. It's been taken off, which is nice. And hopefully we've got double the mat space now, so we've got more of these. Yep. In the future we'll have a facility where we can double up on classes and have, because we've got to share it with kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, so usually we stagger kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, lunchtime jiu-jitsu, morning kickboxing, so anyone can get their work in. But in the future it'll be cool to be able to have both concurrently. In a bigger facility. I've heard downstairs might be moving out, so.
Oh, nice.
Make some noise.
Make some noise and get out, and so you guys can finally do it. So that's cool. So you obviously just keep growing, and you started, as you say, like a small amount of numbers, and you're really growing now, and just watching the guys come through, and you've got a few girls as well. Girls as well. But just I noticed that the technique's going right through, and everybody's improving, and you guys are doing so well in the competitive scene throughout New Zealand. So it's really impressive, right?
Yeah, it's I'd like to know what you think about this as well, but being a competitor and a coach at the same time. There's times where you just come to class and you're like, right, I know you guys need help with this. I've got to take something away. I've got to stop my own progress right now and go and do X, Y, and Z with you. Then there's other times where you've got something coming up and you're like, we need the live work, guys. I need you guys working from this position, that position, and I need you stopping X, Y, and Z. Doubling up with trying to coach and run a program and also working on yourself, that's been the biggest task for me, I think. So ultimately I try and give these guys as much scope as I can to, like I said, not become poor copies of myself, become their own competitor, become their own entity, and take what they can from me, take what they can from Jesse, Carter, Max, Kane, Jake, pick and choose who you want to learn from, take bits of their game and include it into your own sort of progress. Otherwise, if you're just doing what the coach tells you to, coach knows what you're going to do. Coach is going to mess you up all the time. So I really emphasize go and learn from as many different sources as you can and see if it works on me, and I'll give you the feedback that I think you should be taking, and if it's good, it's good, and if it's not, sorry.
And also you also said, because not only you guys are great competitors, you've got a good environment, and that's also super important. I think people look past that, where people laugh at having a good time, and that's probably more important than any sort of technique you're going to show. Because if you love coming in here and you make friends with people, it's going to make you want to come here every day.
Dude, I was saying that I get inspiration from every person in this building, man. We have an absolutely phenomenal human, Dave. He couldn't be here today, but he's 53.
Yeah, he comes to see us. I know exactly.
What a champ, mate.
Yeah, he's
What a
such a
champ.
nice guy too.
Never enters Masters division. He's always getting after the youngsters.
Yeah.
And so you can, same with one of my other boys, Josh Fallon, he's like trying to become SAS or armed defenders dude. He goes into some dark places with me on the gas tank work. And if you can find individuals, because they've all got their own chapters outside of this place,
Yeah.
and just draw from them outside, and you're like, well, is this what you're doing?
Yeah.
In your hours outside of the gym. There's just so many cool stories, and everyone's walking these own little chapters of life, and then they can all kind of, amalgamate under this room and get after it with each other.
Yeah.
So it's the right type of atmosphere for growth. And I also think giving them the ability to grow, giving them you don't want to lock people into, you have to do it this way.
Yeah.
You're just going to push more and more people away. That, in my opinion, maybe I'm.
No, well, I think you're right, because what I've seen so far in the environment and the atmosphere, I think if you're growing, you're doing the right things, you know what I mean? Like if it dies off, then like you just watch where people are going and what they're doing, and I think if it's getting bigger, then something's going right, so environment is super important. But yeah, I was super impressed today. It was a ton of fun.
It is fun. It's always fun.
I love going to different gyms and stuff, and you guys are super friendly, and it's always good catching up to you guys. You guys inspire us as well, what you've got going on, because it's cool to watch you guys do really well in the competition scene. So
and vice versa, we're always like, if we come to Christchurch, we're always dropping in.
And you guys are always welcome. And same. So I recommend any of the boys from our gym and girls and anybody out there, definitely come down and check it out down here, because it's a ton of fun. You'll be super impressed with the technique.
Please do.
Yeah, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to just move on to the bit. So Stephen's going to show us a technique, and it's just something different we're going to do. So Steve will go through a technique. What is the technique going to show us today?
Turning 50-50 into a top and bottom position, and then giving some of the giving you guys some options that don't involve leg locks. A lot of people look to get to 50-50 to heel hook you. If you don't want to play that game, you don't have to. You just need to know how to kind of get yourself up there safely, and then move the position into something that they can't attack your heel from. So I'll show you how to high start, get your leg across the center line, and then solidify that dominant position and go from there. Sweet, so technique we're just going to be looking at is inside the 50-50 position. This has been pretty popular for a while since Ryan Hall, but also with Lachlan Giles' kind of takeover of ADCC. A lot of Jiu-Jitsu players are getting comfortable here, and they're getting real complacent, hiding their feet and looking for only the heel hook. And we've seen people turning into that 80-20, looking to break open her defenses, which is usually going to be her ankles crossed off, or she'll elect to lock off high behind the knee. She put weight in, so I can't actually turn my knee in, because there's a big advantage if she can get her knee cut down to this 80-20. Now I can get my heel to start to be attacked, but I really don't have that much going on here. There is this sort of goony outside move, but we'll look at that later. So what I want to basically show people, mainly you guys, is that you don't have to play this game, okay? Especially with somebody good like Matt Meeking, Max Guthrie, Matt Meeking, and 50-50 players. If Brooke starts attacking my feet here, and she's really going to break the grips, if I keep sitting here and defending, it's just a matter of time until she gets that heel, and now I'm having to go into late defenses. Against good leg lockers, it's a really good idea to take your weight up and make the 50-50 a top and bottom position. Now when Brooke tries to dig my heel, there's a big block here. If she's onto it, she can inside spin as I rise up. Yeah, good. And she can catch that backside 50 position there. So to stop this, we're going to put our foot, key detail, turning our toes away from her. Okay, remember heel hooks can only occur in certain locations. So if my heel's facing away from her, it's really easy to grab it. Just by turning my toes out, it makes it a bit harder. Now when people go wrong is they stand in base, and she can just re-expose my heel by using that knee motion across my body. Just do that without your hand. Yeah, so just turning there. Yeah, she'll expose that heel. So when we stand up, it's really important that we turn our whole frame and we load weight on this side. Can you turn my knee up? No. Yep. Especially if I come here, load this side. Now try and move me around, go crazy, honestly swing around like a crazy person. Very, very difficult. As opposed to if my weight's still here, now when she starts to move me around, she can start to put me down quite easily and get a bite. So the technique, the first part of this technique is a good heist, okay? Stand and base, and now get your partner to move you around. See if they can. Okay, very hard. The next thing, once we're here, we're going to move our leg to the other side. Okay, you can karate kick it, or you can keep your weight low and slide it across and then come back in. Now we've put ourselves into a really, really good leg drag position where we can solidify, look to look shoulder choke, back takes, or of course just take the pass, because it is a pass, right? So we'll just do that from a different angle. 50-50, form a guard, get a top player, okay? Get a strong base, DC confirm, points will be gained, okay? Good point. Get some points here. Solidify the position, keep your base first, clear your leg, cut to the other side. Now pay attention, this is the leg drag. If she gets my foot here, we are still in a good position for advanced leg lockers to come through back to 50-50 with an advantage moving through. But ultimately, what I want you guys doing, heisting, keeping strong, freeing that leg, moving it across the body, and solidifying that pass. She's not going to really be accepting this. She's going to be trying to regain guard, so control that knee, creep yourself through however you need to. It should be pretty easy to free your knee from here. Hold on super tight. Just keeping the weight down, sprawling your leg back, and coming around. Ultimately try and control that shoulder as well. You got good chances. Last time, Brooke will do it to me here. So I'm being annoying, I'm looking for her feet, he's placed it up. Beautiful, good weight. And the back takes there from this angle. Cool. So yeah, 50-50, heist, top position, leg drag, dominant control, yeah? 1, 2!
Wicked, so yeah, we're going to go through that. And then where do you find this, how do you get here, and what's the address?
377 Princes Street.
Yeah.
Dunedin's, it's just Google Maps is notorious.
Yeah.
It says Princess Street, but there's only one S, so then let's sort that out. But yeah, it's next door to the old Chipmunks building. I say this and no one knows where Chipmunks is, but I'm going to keep saying it anyway. So walk up the stairs, come find us, and if you want to flick me a message, please do it on Facebook Messenger. Not going to get on the gram that much, so we'll go from there.
Sweet, and yeah, it's super easy to find. It's one of the main streets in Dunedin. Come check it out, guys.
Wuss.
Wuss. Sweet.
Sometimes you fall and take flight.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. You got to take risks. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit.